Hello viewers, me and team here. Welcome back to what will be probably my final post-commentary for this particular game series, this being Hall of Fame Challenger 6 Game 2. Surprisingly, despite me having played this a while back now, the finish date is holding up surprisingly well, so take that in stride. You'll see that in the next video. It's going to be like a blast from the past because part 15 was actually recorded properly. I did it after 14 by a couple days, and noticed the sound discrepancy at that point. So, the next episode will be live, and it'll be live from then forth, pretty much, unless I gum it up again. But we're already over here on Alex's continent, and I figured that taking him plus Sitting Bull out would be enough for domination, so I went for that. Nice and simple stuff there. And because there's really not a lot of strategy to a cavalry stomp beyond what you're seeing, if you're this much more advanced than the AI, it's fairly easy to fight them. We'll just go straight to the questions, I suppose. And starting with Mega Mars Vin, yes. Talking about the old stronghold made me think of something. Did you ever play Master of Magic? I did not. When I see MOM, I think like Mask of Madness from Dota or something along those lines. Man, did that item change over time. But yeah, never played Master of Magic, and again, I would love to get to every game that's suggested to me. It would be amazing if I could do that, but unfortunately I cannot, which saddens me. Next up is XKC Dabble, and or XKCD Able, it looks like, since he put a dash there, so XKCD Able. Politely asking you for your political views once again. Oh my. Well, this isn't really a politics channel, I'm afraid. So I think I'll stick to the games on this, or my take on games, or, maybe as a filler in while I'm doing a cast of a game. I might say something that tips my hand, but I'm not really going to go into depth into politics here, because that'll be fun for some people and not so fun for other people. And I think it would be just more enjoyable, on average, if I stayed away from the politics during the course of my Let's Plays, and kept it mostly to a video game channel here. I might mention things now and then, but I'm not going to give you my full-fledged political views in a post-commentary Civ video, I'm afraid. Dylan522P asks, what is your favorite Madden? He likes 2006 and 1998, the N64 version. Oh, geez. Unfortunately, just about every Madden I've played has had at least one major thing marring the experience, whether it's goal line off tackle in what I believe was 2007, or the spectacular catch nonsense in 2008, or the snapping to the wide receiver directly through the lineman. I was in a couple of them. So, I don't know. I haven't played it since 2008 in enough with enough thoroughness to really give a strong opinion about Madden since then. But I liked 2008 because it had the least of the game-breaking glitches that I've played in the recent Maddens. I also liked the one that had the vision cone going on. I think that was either 05 or 06. I get them mixed up sometimes. I think it was 06, but don't hold me to that. No, was it 05? It doesn't matter. I like that one too, although that one had some glitchiness where if you ran cover 4, but somebody like Vic ran around in circles in the 30 yards in the backfield, he could complete a pass behind your safeties who just wouldn't cover the receivers back there, which is complete horse crap. First of all, Vic can't even throw that far. No human being can throw that far with accuracy consistently. And second of all, the safeties would just back up. It's not that hard. But nope, they wouldn't go any further back, so touchdown pass every time unless you ran them down. But even so, the passing cone really added an element of challenge that I felt is necessary to a Madden offense. Because if you don't have it, it becomes way too easy to move the ball offensively for experienced players, at least in my opinion. It's not like real life where you have a threat of being hit. You don't have to worry about getting hit. It won't affect your own throw because, well, you're not the one being hit. And you can easily see the entire field looking top down. So you can find the open guy right away. There's no going through progressions in Madden like there would be in real life. You can see everything at once pretty much. So those two things really make it much easier on a passer in Madden if you're experienced at the game. And so I liked the passing cone feature. I'd like to see it brought back, although I guess the casual audience wouldn't really enjoy that very much. Next up is XKCD Lover 100. Wow, okay. Looks like we got a nice little family going on here. Anyway, hey, me and team, is there any chance you're gonna let's play a Pokemon game again? I don't want to say that there's no chance. I actually liked doing my Pokemon Let's Plays. But I do have a DS. I would need to find a way to record it, or maybe I could just do an emulated recording, whatever. But it's not in my immediate plans, just because I have a lot that I want to do very soon. Heroes of Might and Magic 5 I want to do. I have decided to do 5, partially because it's readily available to me, including all of its expansions. So Heroes of Might and Magic 5 I want to do. I don't want to stop with the Challenger series on Civilization. And I'm probably going to start up Final Fantasy Tactics in the near future. So with those 3, I really can't do a whole lot else on my channel from a time perspective. And so not in the near future, but I would not rule out a Pokemon Let's Play in the distant future, or at least a couple months. Or sooner. I've been mulling over, and as soon as I play Pokemon Online next, I will cast some of those matches. So maybe not a Let's Play, but I might show off some of the competitive side of Pokemon from my perspective. Some of the battlers you see on YouTube think similar to me. I would say most don't, however. So it could be an interesting change-up. We'll see. We'll see. Next question, I believe, is by Cardist. Hey, me and team, when if you play Final Fantasy Tactics, will you be doing a run similar to H.E. Bailey's and avoiding the most abusive aspects of the game? Will you be doing a Super Troller run where you abuse everything? My bets and hopes is on the latter. Well, come on. When I do these RPGs, I'm going to be cheesing them. And there's something that H.C. Bailey said that I agree with now that I've test run the game a few times. There is not much you can do to avoid becoming, as he puts it, obscenely overpowered. And I agree. As long as you know how to play the game, like as long as you've played it a few times, you know what you're capable of doing in the game, it's not that bad. So I have something that's a little bit unconventional, something that I have not seen in YouTube planned out. And I think that it'll be interesting. It might require me to do some cut editing, because, yeah. But I have already planned out how I'm going to go about doing Final Fantasy Tactics, and if nothing else, I can guarantee some super troll-lol-lol-lol-lol. This next one is by Shirastro, and he asks, hey, me and team, is there an AI that will declare war on friendly? Yes and no. There's one AI who will not plot war on friendly, but can declare, and that is Catherine. Well, okay, let's take a step back. Any AI can declare it friendly if it started plotting war against you before it became friendly, or whatever the threshold is. So you have to watch out for that. If they already have too much on their hands and they go friendly, they'll still declare on you. But once they're already friendly, Catherine of Russia is the only civilization in the game and later that will declare on you. But there's a caveat to that. She will not plot war on you by herself. She has to have another AI that she's also friendly towards bribe her to declare a war on you. So while yes, an AI can declare on you at friendly, Catherine can do so. It's pretty rare in practice, because if you have her to friendly and that other AI has her to friendly, there's a fairly good chance, if you're playing your diplomacy even competently, that other AI likes you and won't declare on you either. But yes, it can happen. It's just almost impossible. So that takes care of that question. Cardis mentions that Tides of Blood came out around or before Dota, and mentioned that it was fun. I think the original Dota before All-Stars might have been out before Tides of Blood. I'm not sure on that. And yes, I played Dota from like 1.0, like before there was EX. I played the original Defense of the Ancients, and it was a very different game from what it became ultimately. It was actually much slower paced, and heroes couldn't really run away as much because you were level capped at 10 and the items weren't as powerful. So, and tower destruction mattered so much more back then. Oh my god. And it still matters a lot now. Like, if you clear a lane, you're usually going to win in Dota. But man, back then, yeah, Commander of the Abyss, man, that stuff was craziness. Tides of Blood, I did play a lot of that too, and I liked it. Gotta get the Fat Albert, hey, 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 when the Pudge eats something. It's amazing. Such a good effect. You could just eat somebody and kill them instantly. Well, not instantly. They would like digest them as your ultimate. It was amazing. You could disable somebody for so long that way if you actually got them. He wasn't called the Pudge, though. I think he was called Jimmy, and his ultimate was Jimmy Eat World. That was good times. You could just throw a meat cleaver through somebody's face, too. Lots of arguments on this game over, or not on this game, on my channel over Dota, Heroes of New Earth, League of Legends. I'm not going to jump in on that. I know people have differing opinions between the two of them. And having never played either, I'm completely ignorant to the differences or why one or the other might be better. So I'm just going to stay out of that one for now. But yeah, for example, Cataphracts is suggesting Heroes of New Earth over Dota, and then Zelenku is suggesting League of Legends. I know Sula plays League of Legends and likes it. I don't know. I think it's whatever you learn and become competitive at doing eventually is the game that you would pick. Poil Boiler advises me to avoid Stronghold 3 like the plague, or rather like a plague-infested cow carcass, as it's barely a beta version. Well, you know how I feel about games that are barely beta versions. Civ 5. Actually, Civ 5 is a little bit better now, but it's coming near the end of its beta phase, I would say. That doesn't necessarily make it a great game, but I will probably have another look at it. Will I cast that? We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, the video footage should have stopped a while back by now, but I'll just continue for those of you who are interested. Certainly, you can just stop the video if you're not interested in this. I just wanted to add one more vote for the Paradox games. This is by Edie Zacco1, and he's suggesting Crusader Kings 2, and what else? No, just more suggestions about Paradox games. Man, oh man. It's sooner or later I'm going to have to try one of these out, huh? Fire F the Police 666 again asks me if I've ever thought about playing a huge Civ 4 game with max players on the Earth map, but notes that it would probably be difficult to get everyone to play at the same time. Yeah, and the other reason I would probably not go for such a thing is, well, first of all, the Earth map is ludicrously unbalanced, and somebody who gets Mali is absolutely hosed, while somebody who gets China less so, absolutely. Or you know, maybe you get Persia or something, you're in really good shape as well, or Russia. Whereas, yeah, you get Mali or Inca or anything like that, it's going to be pretty brutal to win. But probably the biggest thing that would detract me from it is people take forever, man. You play on a blazing timer, but you have people that actually run the timer out, and this game could take over 6 hours easily. And then you probably wouldn't want to play it on normal or quick speed because it's a huge map. Jeez. You know, maybe if I was playing with like 17 clones of myself, and oh god, that's a scary thought on its own, the game would go a little bit faster, but even then, I mean, you have the differences in who's doing what on a given turn. It just takes so long. That's probably the #1 reason I wouldn't do it. And then finally, by Morbius Slayer, let's see, actually NS has been getting a bit of play at the competitive level, especially by Art Style, who is a couple... Oh, I see. Night Stalker. It's pretty tough to recognize NS out of context. But yeah, there you go. He's talking about the Night Stalker being used at the competitive level by Art Style. Yeah. Every level, every hero shows up occasionally, even at the competitive level. Even Urso is OP for a couple versions. I remember the version for the Furball Urso Warrior was overpowered. Man, when that thing was good, you didn't want to get anywhere near it. It would like go into its little rage mode and hit you for a good, well, basically if you got anywhere near it, it would smack you for high damage so many times you'd die instantly. And God help you if someone actually stunned you while that thing was near you. But yeah, it's good to hear that they've been continuing to balance it. But I like the Noob Seeker, or Noob Stalker, or whatever. I also like the Nubian Assassin, or in other words, the Nerubian Assassin. One of my favorite heroes to pick on the beginners of the game back when I played a lot. Because it's not that bad for laning against inexperienced players. Like, if you get stuck in a one-on-one on a lane, or even if you're not, you can really screw people up by burning all their mana. They really can't stun lock you or do anything then, other than just attack you, but that pulls the creeps towards them, and that allows you to keep the... That allows you to keep your spawns near your tower. So it's pretty hard, unless they have an arrow skill, for them to harass you, or like they're something troll like the guy with Illuminate, or somebody who can restore their mana really quickly. If they don't have something like that, the mana burn on the Nubian Assassin, as I like to call him, is pretty rough. And obviously he's a nasty ganking hero because he has a stun, and he can go invisible and hit you for high damage. So he's actually a lot of fun to play, but probably not the best laner, but not the worst either. And if you're just picking on people in public games, man, he is one of the most fun things ever. Anyway, this recording for my audio has gone to like almost 16 minutes. The video is not even 12 minutes, so I've gone way over here. I'm going to stop this off here, but in the next part, we will go back to live commentary on Let's Play Civilization 4 Hall of Fame Challenger 6 Game 2. Thumbs up if you like the series. I will see you guys then. The Mean Team signing off.